Good evening, everybody. Tonight we're going to be talking about obsession. Now, there's one thing that I cannot stand about horror movies more than anything, and it is the fans. Fans of the horror genre and horror genre alone, I'm talking about the people that do not like watching movies unless they are horror movies, are absolutely insufferable. And that kept me away from going and seeing this film for a little while because I am not a huge fan of the horror genre. I have probably seen about 10, maybe 15 horror movies in my life. I am a major fan of the dramatic drama. I do like some action and I love comedy, but every one of my favorite movies are a drama. I am not a huge person that likes to go into a theater and trigger my fear response. Now, somebody telling you this about other things, maybe me saying, hey, I like to watch silent movies and black and white films from the 1920s, 30s, and 40s. You might not like that. Do I sit here and tell you that you are a pussy, that you are a baby for not liking these things? No, because they have nothing to do with being scared. If I tell you that I watched Manchester by the Sea because I needed a good cry and I needed to let some emotions out, you might tell me you never watch sad movies because you don't want to be sad, or listen to sad music because you don't want to be sad. Now that makes perfect sense to me. But I don't want to be scared. Unless I have to fear for my life, I do not like to be scared. But there comes a time every few years where a blockbuster horror film that is just undeniable comes out. I'm thinking along the lines of Weapons, along the lines of Get Out, even Sinners to an extent, even though everyone wants to fight me on that being a horror movie. Show that to your mother who's never watched a scary movie and tell me that it's not a fucking horror movie. I swear to God, I'll bet the house, okay? These people, these kind of blockbuster movies that come out, they are so monumental and cultural as an impact that I have to see them. But I will not conform to you freaks who say that I must see horror movies in the theater. No, I do not. And this review is going to be much more comprehensive about obsession because of that very fact. Every scene in this movie, I felt like the hair on the back of my neck was standing up. I had goosebumps. My nipples were so hard I could cut diamonds and steel with them. For about 75 to 85% of this movie, I could not relax because it felt like there was going to be something crazy. Now, thankfully, the way that I watch horror movies is I either look up the major jump scare timestamps, or I have somebody watch it beforehand and then watch the movie with me to let me know when the huge jump scares are coming. Huge shout out to Curry Barker because there were only 2 major jump scares that would have really gotten me. And so I really got to hang on to every word and look at every scene, and I never had my hand in front of my eyes. And I got to fully, because multiple times I'd say to my girlfriend, is there no jump scare coming in this scene? And she's like, no, I know it looks like there's gonna be one, but I swear to God there's not, because she had already seen it 3 times, so she knew. And this is also why it's an undeniable movie. When somebody in your life goes and sees a movie 3 times, I don't care who you are, if you care about that person, you go and you watch that movie because you want to see what the hype's about, and you want to be able to either talk shit to your friend and tell them that their movie taste is garbage, or talk to them about how great it was for an hour. So she bought it on YouTube. We were finally able to get it. It was a $20 rent and a $25 to buy. So the Obsession is actually the first movie that we as a household own, besides Saltburn when this exact same thing happened. That is a wombo combo of owned movies in this house here. You're about to see some incredible maneuvers in this gameplay. I decided to get some insane gameplay because this movie was so insane. Now, if you weren't familiar with Curry Barker before, I'm sure you've read all of the stories, and to be honest with you, if you are on this channel in my age demographic watching YouTube, you probably have seen the That's a Bad Idea channel that is spearheaded by Curry Barker and his best friend Cooper Tomlinson. Also roommates. He loves to tell everybody that. I think that they are absolutely talented powerhouse, killers. I do not want to see, personally, Cooper Tomlinson, who played Ian in a lot of movies. I'd prefer to see him behind the camera. I do not think that he was a great actor. Maybe that's because I've seen him in so many skits. It just felt like everything was an elongated skit for him. His character felt very one-dimensional. His acting felt very one-dimensional to me. But that is besides the point. I sat down, I watched this film with pure intentions, knowing that everybody's been so hyped about it, and that usually when a lot of people are hyped about something, I usually hate it. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm here to say, it is one of the best horror movies that I have ever seen. Now, my favorite horror movie right now is Get Out. But I really think that Obsession is on that level. Now, again, I'm not a horror savant, okay? I haven't watched some obscure horror film from France, okay? I have only seen like 10 or 15 horror films. But Get Out, to me, was the quintessential version of what I want a horror film to be. I want a horror film to build so much tension to the point where I am terrified, but I can't look away. Versus a horror film where everything is just going crazy, people are jump scaring, all this crap is happening, so I constantly have to look away because I don't like being jump scared. I don't know who does. If you do, you're a psycho. Sorry. I don't like it. And I love a good ending, okay? Get Out felt like it had a good ending, even though, yeah, the good guy won in the end and he got away and everything was great. I don't need a happy ending. Obsession was not a happy ending. I had a great time. This is 6.5 minutes and I'm supposed to get into spoilers in 3 minutes, but I just had to talk about the horror genre for a minute and get that off of my chest. Now, everything about this film, it felt like a normal film. It did not feel like a movie that was made for only $800,000. This felt like a movie that sold $400 million. It was that good. Down to every little detail. The title card at the beginning being knit into the side of the bed instead of just coming at you in bold red letters on some VFX shit. That would not have fit with this movie, and Curry understood that, and I love that choice. And the same thing with the end credits. I know some people have done cool end credits before. It's not new. But I have not seen it recently where someone really gives a shit enough to go and look through the end credits, or to go and reshoot the end credits in a way that makes you feel like, holy shit, that was a great way to end the movie without, even being the ending. So here we are, Obsession. Of course, we have to talk about Indy Navarrete, or Navarrete. I can't really remember what her last name is. Boys, she's up out of here. She is gone out into the stratosphere. She is going to be the new Sandra Bullock. Say it now. This is not a hot take. I mean, this girl was phenomenal. Absolutely incredible performance. One of my favorite performances that I have seen in the last, couple of months that I can really recall. I felt so compelled with all of her micro expressions and the impossible tasks, by the way, that I think that she was given. I don't know if I heard someone say this and I'm echoing this. Please, God, tell me that I'm not, and this is an original thought, because I feel like it's just so astute for me to have this thought. I personally think that I've completely lost the thought. I talked about the thought for so long. I completely lost I lost the bloody plot. I think she's going to be A-list. She's already met with the Marvel people to star in Marvel movies. She's met with Michael Mann to star in Heat 2 alongside, by the way, Leonardo DiCaprio and Christian Bale. Okay, I would absolutely love to see her in that. Oh, the impossible task that she was given. She has been told as an actress, I need you to basically, like if somebody came up to you and said, hey, drink this water and pretend that you're going through a power struggle and some entity is taking over your body, you'd be like, oh God, what's happening? Oh, I actually feel okay. Oh, Jesus, I don't know what to do. Oh, actually, I think I'm fine. Like, you would not know how to do that. It's so cringe. It's so impossible. It is a task that I don't think anyone wants to do as an actor, which is why we don't see Leonardo DiCaprio have to do something that you're like, man, that was an impossible task that he just did that shit. That was awesome. That's how I felt she did. She did so good. They give her this thing where she's got to have this power struggle, and she just nails it. I mean, wow. If there's one thing that stood out to me about this movie, it is her. And if the second thing is on the front of my mind, it's Curry Barker. This dude has got me for the next few movies. I don't care if they're scary. I don't care if it's a mini series. I don't care if it's a stupid ass comedy. I am going to be a Curry Barker fan until he proves me wrong and makes a few bad movies. I'd be willing to say I would go and see 2 movies. And if he did absolutely terrible on the first one, I would still go back to see the second. Now, if the second after this is terrible, then I probably will write him off for a little while, unless people start talking again. But I just don't see that happening. I see Curry as a phenomenal, unstoppable force that obviously this is not new. I think Steven Spielberg has said this. Like a ton of directors are coming out and saying all these great things about him. I'm sure he is elated. But as a movie fan, this shit is important to me, man. I don't like the fucking bullshit where you have to be in with the people or a child of nepotism or a this and a that and a blah to even get your shit looked at. This is a dude that made short films on YouTube. He has a phenomenal clip where he says, just go out there and make a couple of shitty movies. If you want to make movies, you can do this shit. Now, obviously, having a YouTube channel with like 100 billion views, all these shorts across all these platforms, that definitely helps, but that does not sell you $400 million. You know how many people I have talked to about this freaking movie that have told me they have no idea who Curry Barker is. They haven't seen one skit. And I'm like, wow. And you went and saw that, and now you're a huge fan of him without ever knowing that this dude did like 3 short films and 100,000 videos that were hilarious and dark themed. Very, very, very cool. I did also like, I think his name is Josh Hutcherson, the man who played Bear. I do like him. I just thought that they kind of put him in a one-dimensional Joaquin Phoenix-style bitchy little moany baby box that seems to happen with a lot of these horror movies. Now, I get it. In a horror movie, you literally have to have your main character be a dumbass most of the time because nothing would happen if they just did everything the right way, you know? But I think that was a little bit unfortunate. I loved at the end when she breaks the stick and she obviously wishes for him to love her the same way that she loves him. And he snaps into it and he looks at her and he's like all in love and stuff. Boy, that was 2 minutes that I was like, I am so glad to see you. Like, looking like this, actually showing your acting prowess when you're not just this little, what's a vagina? I mean, dude, it literally at a certain point, he's like, gets the girl that he wants in his bed, has her boobs out in the bed, and he's like, oh, what's a boob? You're a fucking 25-year-old dude with a broccoli cut. You're telling me that you don't know how to fuck? You're telling me you don't understand this shit, dude? God damn, it's so frustrating. And I get that he was written that way. He's supposed to be a frustrating character. I know this. That doesn't make it any less frustrating. That's the whole point. That shows good writing. So I thought he was really, really dumb, obviously. I thought that he was a straight-up pussy. I mean, imagine breaking this stick and putting her in this curse, even though you don't know what it is. Imagine doing that before even trying to sit down with her and say to her, this is how I feel about you. You didn't even do that. You didn't even fucking try, bro. You are trash. Absolute trash. And then he just to break the stick, and then he's like, oh, what have I done? Oh, no. Like, bro, that was really fucking annoying. But I definitely enjoyed his acting chops for what they were. I just hope that he doesn't become a Joaquin Phoenix typecast person. Now, if we're all being honest here, everybody's talking and saying, oh my God, everyone from Obsession's about to be in every fucking movie. It's so crazy. No, they're not. No, they are not. Indy is going to be in every movie. This dude, Josh, is probably going to get a couple of A-list movies where he'll be a supporting actor, and then he'll probably end up being somewhere amongst, like, you know, top of the B-list. Unless I can see a performance like Indy. These people don't understand that these are generational talents that don't come around often. This is what you are going to see when you go to the movies at a certain point. she is going to be in the box office multiple times a year, and that is just a fact. And I loved that we were introduced to some amazing new talent like that. Now, did I think that Cooper Tomlinson did a absolutely terrible job? No. I think that his acting was fine, but it was like porn level acting in some of it. A lot of it felt like a skit. It didn't feel as real. For all the other characters, these things felt real. For him, it was kind of, and I know they wrote his character that way, and I'm hoping that it's not just Curry hamstringing his friends into this. I do not, and if you're listening to this, please, God, I do not need you to become Rob Schneider. I don't want to see Cooper Tomlinson as a fucking bartender for 30 seconds. Cooper is obviously impressive enough to keep writing with you, to help co-produce, co-direct, do all these things. Take him off from behind the camera if he starts holding you back. Do not be this motherfucker that ruins movies for us because you want to put your friend on the screen. There's 100 things that you can do for your friend to be a nice guy that doesn't fuck up the movie. Because in my opinion, the low light of the movie was Ian. Yes, he was really stupid. Yes, he was like an asshole, but it was just the way that he acted in like this frat bro way that it just never ended, and it never seemed like there was any character growth or anything. I just was not a fan of the way that he delivered some of his lines. Regardless, we are jumping all around. I have seen a lot of people on Twitter say, I can fix her. That's a very funny joke. I've seen a lot of people on Twitter say, oh my God, I feel like I'm acting like Indy, or I've acted like Indy, or I've dated an Indy. I'm going to say Nikki, I guess, because that's her character's name, even though I really don't give a fuck about her character's name. I give a fuck about this amazing actress that we have just found, and I want to see her in all this other shit. I am so excited. They're all saying, oh my God, I see so many parallels. And that is why the writing is phenomenal. Because yes, there were a ton of conversations, like when they're laying there on the couch, I think after she kills his best friend in the house at the end. And she's just like, you don't love me as much as I love you. Like going back and forth. I'm like, yep, I've been there in that scenario before. You know what I'm saying? No, it's fine. Just I've been there. I think if you're a dude that has dated a couple of women, there's a lot of reassurance that comes with it. I'm not saying that for a bad thing, but I think that was really clever writing. But people saying, I'm so like Nikki. Yeah? Did you ever tape up the fucking door? Did you dig up the cat? Did you piss on yourself? Did you wait for 12 hours for somebody to come back home and standing in your own filth? That is why it's so cool, because these casual audiences that are just like, oh my God, I'm so freaking indie, look past all this crazy shit. And I'm like, no, the whole point of this is that it's absolutely insane, and we've seen it all before, but never to this level. And that is why I love the writing. I love the direction. I can't remember who the other girl was that gets her face slammed into the rock or steering wheel. I can't remember what her actress name or her character name was. She was great too. Really liked her too. I'd love to see her be some supporting stuff coming up here soon. I'd love to watch a movie and see a 5-minute, little spurt of her being on the screen and go, oh my God, that's the girl from Obsession. Very, very good. I thought that she was great. Obviously, everybody knows Bear should have been going after her because she really liked him, and Nikki did not like him. Now, I did feel bad for Bear at the beginning. This is the only time that I felt bad for Bear. I thought to myself, she kind of is giving you mixed signals, my boy. She's kind of giving you a little bit of mixed signals. If I was him, I might think that this girl likes me. And I was immediately proved wrong and hated Bear with every fiber in my being from the next part on. I mean, I'm going to be real with you guys. We basically saw Bear grape Nikki. I mean, she is looking to the camera. You can tell that it's her body trapped in there. And I mean, that was one of the most uncomfortable scenes that I have had to sit through in quite a while. I would say that was up there. We just watched A Time to Kill this weekend, and the beginning starts with an absolutely brutal scene. And so I was, I guess, a little bit more like, I saw it and I was like, that really felt weird. And then I was thinking about it more and I was like, man, that was really bad. I think because A Time to Kill was way worse. That's probably why I thought about it. But regardless, I did not like that, was not a fan of that, but I guess that does come with the implication of this being this monkey's paw wish. I am out of gameplay. I guess I should have recorded more than 20 minutes. We're just going to go ahead and restart and act like that didn't happen. I loved when he went over to Cooper's house. I was just saying to my girlfriend, if I was him, I would just go buy another One Wish Willow and make my friend do the wish and say that he, unwishes this shit. And then I'm talking to my best friend, David, and I'm like, yeah, bro, he wishes for $1 billion. He goes, dude, I would have done the same fucking thing. If you came over to me talking like that, I would have just been like, yeah, sure, whatever. I wish for $1 billion. And I'm like, yeah, that's why it was so good, because it felt so real. And the fucking way that the sound design comes in, amazing sound design on this movie as well. So freaking good. The way the sound design comes in, well, the money is just flying down from the ceiling, and he's on his hands and knees like, holy shit, no, my life is over. I'm going to have to fucking kill myself. And this dude is just, dude, holy shit, do you see this? Like, it's so good. That was the standout scene, in my opinion, for Ian/Cooper Tomlinson. I thought he did so good when they were screaming at each other. I thought that was a great way to show his acting prowess, and I would love to see him maybe under another director that's not his best friend, so I could see a little bit more of that, and then maybe want to like him as an actor. I know that I'm being a dickhead. I know that I'm being nitpicky. But I've just seen it before, and I hate fucking Rob Schneider, and I think that I have a deep place in my heart for that, where I can't stand that Adam Sandler just still puts this dude, hamstrings him into every movie. Oh my God, dude, he never left behind his day once. It makes me irrationally angry, and also Rob Schneider, I just think is a prick as a person right now. In the last 5 years, I think COVID completely broke that douchebag's brain. Anyways, I thought there were a lot of things where my expectations were subverted. I thought that at the very end, Bear was going to kill himself and then kill Nikki. And he goes in the bathroom and puts the gun in his mouth, and I thought to myself, this guy's way too much of a pussy. There's no way he would kill himself. You've just spent an hour and 45 minutes showing me that this dude has no spine. There's no reason to trust or believe that he is actually gonna kill himself with the gun. And then he puts the gun away, and I thought, perfect. There's no way he's gonna do it. He picks up the pills. I thought, okay, he's going to overdose. That seems like a more Bear way to do it. And literally right as he takes the pills, I thought to myself, man, it would be really cool if he was too pussy to even overdose on the pills, because that's how I see him. I mean, I see him as too weak to even kill himself with the pills to save her. And sure enough, he goes to start trying to throw them up. And then I thought, okay, he's going to throw them up. He's going to go out there, and she's going to, kill herself or something. The way the wish snapped and his eyes lit up, oh my God, I'm getting chills right now. Bravo to anybody that had any idea of what to do with that. I know that Curry Barker's father apparently had a couple of inputs about it. You guys hit it out of the park with the ending. Nikki, this freaky Nikki, finally gets what she wants. He loves her so much as she loves him, and they're finally gonna live out their days just fucking for 150 hours until they pass out and have to go to the hospital and wake up and kill a nurse so that they can sleep in the bed with their person or whatever their life would look like after that, the two obsessed people being together. And as the audience, that he's about to die from this overdose of oxy. And it is so good when you're like, oh man, this is about to happen. Shit's about to go down. It happens. He dies. She lays there. And then the way that she is about to kill herself, but then it snaps out of the wish. My God, guys, do you understand the immaculate horror ending that we just watched, her visceral sobs and screams as she comes back to being a real person with her own thoughts, with her own ideas. She's finally back, and she's somehow been in there. We don't know if she remembers anything, but now she is basically spawned in to a living room with two of her friends, best friends, dead, one on her lap and one on the floor, and another friend dead in the room that she hasn't even seen yet, sat open on a chair, filleted out. I mean, just nasty shit. And she has to deal with that and come to terms with this new reality. And what would you do? I mean, you would just scream. You would just sob. It was guttural. And it was so real. My God, I felt like she really was there going through it. The way the camera pans down to the rug, the way it pans up to the TV. Absolutely, absolutely phenomenal. This movie was a masterpiece of this genre. I thought it was a great movie overall, no matter what. But you do have to understand that when you feed somebody a cat sandwich, some people aren't going to watch the movie, right? Because it's a horror movie, okay? So I have to give it that caveat. I think that this is one of the greatest horror movies that's ever been made. And I'm only saying that because I've only seen about 15 horror movies. I'm not a huge savant. But in my opinion, I'm going to have to go and rewatch Get Out. But this has a very, very strong contention for taking over Get Out on my top spot on my horror list. I just think that it was a generational talent that we saw being displayed by our director Curry and our main actress Indy. Just world-class, top of the field, and everybody knows it. I have not said a single new thing in this video, but if you enjoyed this video, I don't know where the hell my background music went. If you enjoyed this video, please, for the love of God, follow, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you want me to review next. I've got about 5 things in the pipeline. I'm going to post this video as soon as it's done uploading to YouTube because I need to get a few things out. I would love to talk about the IMAX situation with Christopher Nolan and how absolutely impossible it will be to see the Odyssey in IMAX 70mm the way that he intended it for at least like 2 weeks, if not more. I mean, it's just ridiculous. And then I also have seen over this past week, I watched Citizen Kane, I watched A Time to Kill, I watched Bullet Train, and I watched Obsession. So here's our first of the 4 videos. Thank you so much if you're still at this point. I hope you appreciated the gameplay. I thought that it was pretty good. I'm going to go and try to get some other gameplay now, too, to see if maybe I can keep up the GTA, but I've gotten a lot of other arcadey type of games that I want to start playing and posting, but I have to get a little bit better at them because I'm just so terrible. Like, I was trying to record some Skate gameplay, and I was like, man, I am absolutely trash at Skate. What the hell? Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. As I'm about to jump off this mountain for the second time, I asked you to leave me a little bit of love. And yeah, that's about it. Obsession. Oh, what would I rate it? On a scale of 1 to 10, I am giving Obsession a solid 9.0 as, some would say. That's a rookie score. I don't care. I'm going to give it a 9.0. I think that it was one of my favorite movies that I've seen in recent memory. It's going to be up there. When I watch it again, I'm going to have to think about maybe it being in my top 15. I don't know. Shout out to you guys. Shout out to Obsession. Shout out to Curry, shout out to Indy, and everybody else. And that's basically it. All right. Bye-bye now.